How we doing, guys? This is Alex from Beast Cars NJ. Today we have a first generation X5, BMW X5. This one is a 4.8 motor. These are great motors, but they need a lot of maintenance. They have a lot of inherent little issues that with good maintenance, you're gonna push them back as far as you can. Today we're gonna do an oil change on the X5. All right, guys, one of the first things you wanna do, you wanna reduce the vacuum of the engine so the oil pours out easier. What I'll do is I pull out the dipstick a little bit. This will give the oil a lot easier time to flow down because of lack of vacuum. Time to jack the car up. Alright guys, so once we're under the car, we're gonna see a pretty easily visible filter housing. The Germans, they often use a cartridge filter, which means the housing has to come out, the filter sits on the inside, and the drain bolt. These are easily available. There's no really too much of protection. The protection is more around it. This is an on-road vehicle, not necessarily too much of an off-road vehicle, so you don't really need crazy protection. It's made out of metal, pretty thick. All right, first thing, we're gonna open up the drain bolt and let the oil drain into our catch can. You can see the oil is pretty dark, so we're gonna let the oil drain all the way until it's basically minor little drops, and then we're gonna close the bottom drain bolt. All right, guys, so the drain plug is gonna have a little copper washer. So most modern filters that are decent quality are gonna have that included in the kit. As you can see, this kit comes with a new washer, a few gaskets that we can replace. So we're gonna definitely change the washer. Make sure we clean this out pretty well. Not too much residue, no sand, no dirt. Put the new washer on. And once we take off the filter, the white one's gonna go in the filter, and this rubber grommet gonna go on the dipstick. All right, guys, so the filter takes a 24mm socket. We're gonna go right on top of it and start loosening. Just be ready for a little bit of oil to come out from the filter housing. After the little bit of oil, it's gonna stop dripping. We're gonna replace the filter, tighten everything up, put the drain bolt on, and go back on top to fill up the oil. All right, guys, very important, we have to replace the little rubber gasket that sits at the base of the filter housing. Old one goes out. Now we grab a new one and put it right in. Now it's a turn of our filter. Looks like we're using exactly the same filter like the previous owner was using. All right, guys, so we're gonna grab the filter. There's two ways, two different sides. You wanna put the clip side on the inside of the filter housing. It's gonna make a bit of a click when you put it in. Click, that means it's in. Now we're gonna reinstall the filter. Make sure we hand tighten the filter. If we look at the housing, it's gonna say 10 Newton meters of torque. That's the torque we have to torque down the housing. Guys, it's a very good idea to always check your used oil for metal shavings. This way you can know if there's a serious problem with your engine. It's always important to clean up any leftover oil. This way, if you find some oil next time you're changing the oil, you know you have a leak. Once we lower the vehicle, we're gonna go from the top. Get the dipstick. If you remember, we have to change the little rubber gasket that we have here. You always want to inspect the seal on your filler cap. Make sure it's still pliable and has no cracks so the oil cannot leak out. Alright guys, so to fill up with the oil, I'm going to use a special tool made for German vehicles. It just plugs it right in there. But we don't have too much room. So what I like to do, I'm going to unplug the MAF. Alright, you're going to squeeze from the sides and pull it out. Put it to the side. Loosen up the two side connections. Then we can turn it a bit this way, which allows us to put in the right tool for the job. All right, so the capacity for this motor is 8 quarts. I'm going to put in 7, start the motor, let the oil circulate a little bit, shut it off, wait about 5 minutes, and then check with a dipstick. All right guys, tools needed for the oil change. Obviously you need a rag. Rag is very important. Collect all the oil coming out, wipe everything down. 24, that's a 24 millimeter socket. It's going to be used for the filter housing. 1/2 inch ratchet. We have a 3/8, and then we have a 8 mil hex for the drain bolt. Now to change the gaskets, the little rubber gaskets, I use one of these pry tools. You go underneath, go in a circle, take off the gasket, put a new one.